10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, studio.
Oh, it's that time again. Paul Chandler's gonna start this whole thing he does. It's called the Shy Life Podcast. It's probably gonna start any minute now. Anyway, I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, sit back and relax.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
It's the quiet ones you've got to watch, you know.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Boy, he's not all that shy, is right.
Blimey, Governor, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Excellent.
582, 500, 582.
Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast The Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? I'm all right. We're out and about this episode, going up into space. It is taking Yeti Uncle John and I to Jupiter. Now, Yeti Uncle John's got some research he wants to do, and I'm going to catch up with an old friend. Well, I don't want to say too much yet, but yeah, Yeti Uncle John found out that there are such things as space magpies, and he's got very interested and decided he wanted to write an article for the Magpie Gazette or something, or whatever the magazine is. But anyway, I don't know much about magpies, but anyway, interesting that there might be space magpies. But anyway, it just happens that on Jupiter, a friend of mine is currently working there, so you'll know him when we meet him, but I won't say anything more. Let's run the theme music, and when we come back, we'll be on Jupiter, and it's just dropping us off for a few hours, and he's going off and doing some chores or whatever. But anyway, yes, let's run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
Hello, Paul.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious.
Hello, campers. How are you?
You quite like a big bang, don't you, Paul?
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh my, I haven't found out my secret. I think he has.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Oh, I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
But has the Shy Life Podcast slowed down? I don't think so.
It's all green and shit. Yum, 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 yum.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage? Hello.
Hi, listeners, back again. So yes, we're on Jupiter now. Yeti Uncle John, you're going off to see your magpies. I most certainly am. Space magpies, very exciting. Yes. Are they very different? Oh, a little bit more spacey, but otherwise I think they're quite similar. But I just want to do lots of research and thought it might be a good way of making a little bit of extra pocket money, You're going to see your friend whilst you're here? Yes, and you know who it is. Yes, it's Ryan from Canada, isn't it? It most certainly is. Well, recently he's been working up in space and, working in comic book shops all over the galaxy. But I'm gonna pop over to the shop where he's working, and I'll catch up with you afterwards. So you'll meet us back there. Yes, I will. I'll go and see my space magpies now. All right. Right. Well, listeners, play a little bit of music, and when we come back, I shall be with Ryan. Oh, well, say hello to him for me. Will do. I'm sure you'll see him before we leave. When's he coming to pick us up? I think we've got about 2 or 3 hours. Right, great. I shall get going. Good. Right, okay. Listeners, music, and then Ryan. Alan, great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It has been a while, hasn't it?
Yes, you've been travelling though, so we keep hearing stories of different bits of the galaxy you've been working in, but it's quite different from same job, but very different to how things were when we first met you. But you're still enjoying it, all this travel?
Yeah, it's fun. Working in different places is different things you have to fight with depending on what planet you're on. You have to make sure the comics don't get dripped on by the patrons, things like that.
Yeah. Well, I certainly. I remember that time when you saved us from, I think it was shelving imps. You came swinging in through the window, and I always knew there was a bit of a hero in you, and seems I was right. It must be, I think, don't they say that sort of life's the same everywhere in its own? Once you get used to it, it's problems of Jupiter customers are pretty much the same as the customers back in Canada.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody wants a discount.
Yes, yeah. Well, we're only going to be here for a little while, but I was hoping you'd show me. I know it's we're a bit late and it's coming to the end of your working day, but I hope before you go, you might show us around the shop a little bit. But Yeti Uncle John, we're kind of here because Yeti Uncle John, he's writing an article about space magpies. He keeps magpies as pets. Well, or they may keep him as a pet. We've never worked out quite which way around it is, because they're definitely more in control of him than he is of them. But anyway, he's always on the lookout for a quick buck, as it were. So he wants to write an article for the Magpie Gazette about space magpies. Quite, very squawky, I think. Do you see them flying about, or do you think these are ones that are kept under supervision?
I honestly don't know. I've never been much of a bird watcher, so
No.
even if they have flown past me, it wouldn't have registered if they were regular magpie, space magpie.
Yeah, because we back near where I live, we have lots of parakeets out in the wild. Like, this has sort of happened in the last 20 or 30 years in the sort of London area, and they've spread slowly further and further out of town. And I can think about 20 years ago, I was walking through Richmond Park, and I saw this like green bird sitting in a tree, and I just thought, oh my goodness, what's happened? Because that wasn't something you were used to seeing. And I got home and Googled, and it was like, oh yeah, Richmond Park's full of these parakeets, and so are certain other parts of London, because I'm not sure if they were very popular to have as pets at one time in maybe the 60s or 70s, and or the people they either escaped from somewhere or they were let out one by one and then sort of formed a cute commune. And now you see them as far out of London as where I live. And they're very distinctive, and their noise is very distinctive, and they chase away the other birds, although I don't think they chase away magpies. But every time I go to Richmond Park now to record, you can always hear them in the background of the record. That's not me dubbing on the sound of parakeets. That's just them sitting in the trees.
I think the only major annoyance we have from the cobra chickens, the angry cobra chickens.
I don't know whether they have space parakeets.
As long as there isn't any space cobra chickens, I'll be fine.
Oh dear. So Yeti Uncle John's doing that, so we can, if it's okay, we can have a look around your shop and maybe get a beer or something before we go, and then Yeti Uncle John will meet us just at that bar down the road. I promise he won't bother you for too long. I'll make sure he doesn't try and sell you in. It's quite a big shop. This obviously this end of the day, not so busy, but what I didn't think of is that you've got things here that it's not quite the same stock, is it, as you'd have in Canada. It's not. It's comic book stuff for people from Jupiter, who people in Jupiter like, as well as other planets, and obviously a few things I recognise. But
bunch of superheroes that are very unique to this planet.
Yeah,
things like that. It's a learning curve. Every time you go to a different planet, you have to learn their comic books and the things that they have, pop culture.
Yeah, listeners, I know you can't see these things, but the people from Jupiter, that they look sort of a bit like us, but they've got extra legs and arms than we have. In the same way as Ik has a lot of tentacles. I said tentacles. The Jupiter people are different from us, so their superheroes are significantly different. But I believe Jupiter people are quite stretchy as well, like sort of, it's not really rude, but sort of a bit like Stretch Armstrong. It must be quite easy. The other thing about the shop listeners is that there's a lot more shelves. The ceiling's quite high because they can have like 20 shelves, because the people can just stretch up to the top, and it's not, or they can stretch their bodies and look at the top. So that's why I suppose you still need to have ladders, because you can't stretch like that.
Mm-hmm. I need my trusty step stool, whereas everyone else who works here.
You should get them to get jetpacks and things, because that would definitely help. I suppose they're quite expensive, but I recently visited a friend in America, and she lives at the top of a sort of an apartment. She's got this big old wooden shaky stairs, and because sometimes I have trouble getting around, certainly with stairs like that. She hired a jetpack for my visit. It was very good, except that I nearly sort of shot up into space the first time I used it. I couldn't get the height thing. It's quite powerful, them jetpacks. You don't want to use them here and find yourself going through the ceiling. I suppose it's a problem, but it can be a problem. But before we look around any further, do you mind if we do a quiz? I can't be in your presence for more than 10 minutes, and I want to ask you questions, because I still have a dream of getting you involved in more quiz leagues and things, maybe with Aragog the Spider and things like that. But
sure, I've got time.
But unfortunately, Aragog can't be here. So, but still, I've got quizzes for you. Let me see what quiz I can do. I'll let you choose the subject. So this site, I haven't used it much recently. It can be a bit erratic in that sometimes I think they have the subjects, but I think the questions, obviously sometimes the questions would fit in under different sections, under more than one heading. But sometimes I think, okay, so this is history, but it's really about ballet. So it's the history of ballet. I guess that's stretching what I think of as what you should talk about history, but there we go. What do you fancy? I won't read all the subjects, but art, entertainment, film, food and drink, geography, literature, music, nature.
I don't think we've ever done one on food and drink. Want to do food and drink?
Yeah.
Food and drink could be fun.
Yeah. I quite like the sound of nature, so if we do another one, if we do one now, then we do one when we're at the bar or something later on. Perhaps we could do nature. But how difficult do you want to be for food and drink? You can have easy, like medium, hard, or you can just go for a scattergun sort of approach where we don't know what you'll be getting, or you'll get a mixture. I suppose I should say.
Let's do the mixture one.
Yeah, it's quite fun because, let's do that. Build my quiz. Has it built it? Yes, it has. Got me a little tablet here, listeners. So here we go. So I guess I can have. We won't. We'll do. I'll give you your answer straight away, so you don't have to wait to the end, because as you're the only person who's doing the answering. Okay. So question 1: what is the name of the 17th century monk who it is believed was the inventor of champagne?
I actually just watched something the other day that was talking about this.
It's quite it's one of those names that you recognise if you.
That's like, I think it's named after the it's like Dom Perignon or something.
No, you said that. That's the answer.
Oh, okay. It sounds it's one of those things that like I know that's right, but also it's also a brand name, so it sounds like it's wrong.
Okay, question 2. Edge Hill, Kahuna, and Red Rover are varieties of which fruit? Lime, ugly fruit, kiwi, or passion fruit?
I believe those are passion fruit.
That's right. Whilst we're here, I should tell you, Ryan, we've recently discovered that Itty Uncle John has, he has fructophobia, which is be very careful how you say it. Fructophobia being the fear of fruit. He was walking through an orchard not long ago, and an apple fell on his head. And although he never had that fear before, he developed it, and now I have to be very careful around him when we're hoping to get it sorted, but it's a matter of encouraging him. He wouldn't. I don't think he'd like this quiz. It's a good thing he's not here. But yes, it's not a phobia I was aware of until he told us about it. But his hair, he sees an apple, say, and his hair goes all like up on end, and his face goes sort of, and he goes, "Ooh!" It's quite a shocking thing to witness. He's quite a brave chap usually, so he's also slightly attracted to bananas these days. But I think that's something different. But anyway, so
afraid of apples, slightly attracted to bananas.
Bananas, yeah, I think there's something going on there. Anyway, question 3. Now, I apologise if I don't pronounce some of these things. Alchita, I think that's an O. Alchita and Chester, a variety of which berry? Gooseberry, blackberry, raspberry, or strawberry? I don't know the word.
Those names again?
Well, I think it's Ochita, or I think it's Ouachita. Chester. Are varieties of which berry? I don't really realise.
I don't know what an Ochita is, but Chester is a type of blackberry, I believe.
Yes, that's the right answer. I didn't even know there were varieties because they just grow on the hedge in my parents' garden. I mean, I don't know where they just always been there. But
I dated someone for a while who was obsessed with plants.
You see, it does help when UK podcasters pop up and ask you quizzes on food. This is it all makes sense now. It's like the universe coming together, and you can go, now I know why I learned all those things. I do remember being in America and being at an airport, like, I don't know, maybe it was Portland or something, and it was like they were like selling Portland blackberry or so-and-so, or I thought, gosh, that's not a fruit that I would. Well, I can't think of any fruits, cheeses and stuff. Yeah, they're like cheddar cheese and different cheeses for different areas, but I can't think of anywhere where people make a fuss about the fact that this plum comes from Surrey or this. I suppose it's just another way of sort of going, hey, this blackberry is from this town, so. Mm-hmm. Even though probably you wouldn't be able to tell any difference between the two, or maybe you could, because I don't even realise there were different varieties. I don't know how different Ochita and Chester are, but
I'm sure there's slight differences. It could be just like size or shade of color.
Because there's another type of berry, and I've forgotten what it is, that looks maybe loganberry. I can't remember if loganberry looks like a bigger blackberry. There are some things that you think, that's just a blackberry. Oh no. See, it's very educational, this podcast. I learn things all the time.
They have these things in BC that look like raspberries. I can't remember what they're actually called, but everyone just around there calls them mushberries. They look like raspberries, but if you look at them funny, they just like suicide off the branch and turn into this like little puddle on the ground. The wind hits them, suddenly there's just like raspberry jam everywhere.
Oh my goodness, you've been in an accident. I've just walked past a few trees or bushes.
Yeah, pretty much. We went for a hike when we were there, and I brushed past one of these mushberry trees, and there's just like red slime across my shoulder because I accidentally touched a couple of them.
Okay. Question 4. Which of these fruits is said to have been eaten earliest in human history? Fennel, figs, dates, or kiwi?
Oh, I don't know this one. I'm gonna say dates.
It's actually figs, but I think figs or dates would have been my choice.
Yeah,
I mean,
figs would have been my next choice.
figs and dates are similar family. Well, they always you tend to eat them dried. Anyway. Question 5. How many tiers did the official wedding cake of Princess Charles? Start again. How many tiers did the official wedding cake of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer have?
Oh, this is the wrong side of the world for me. I don't know the answer to this one.
Just guess a number, and I'll tell you.
7.
5. So
5 tiers. Oh, the royal cake that I had in my head was
bigger,
too royal.
Bigger and better. Question 6. In cookery, Zwiebel, Z-W-I-E-B-E-L, is German for which vegetable?
That's an onion, I believe.
You're right. Oh. Question 7. Brewed by Scottish firm Brewdog at 41% alcohol content, what is Britain's strongest beer?
That one I won't know, as I've never had beer.
It's called Sink the Bismarck. I think Brewdog has just opened this big. I haven't been to it because it's like trying to avoid going to big stations. But Waterloo Station in London has this massive bar that's opened because they used to have the Eurostar that goes to Paris. Used to start from Waterloo, and then I don't know now 10, 15 years ago it moved across to another big station in London, and that area was left sort of sitting there for ages, and now it's being developed into the area that was where people waited before they got on the Eurostar. Now this big Brewdog bar, but my flatmate who's been there said don't go after work because it's absolutely packed. Did I tell you the answer? It's Sink the Bismarck.
Yeah, Sink the Bismarck. That's what you said.
Question 8. Gorgonzola cheese is from which country?
Gorgonzola? Gorgonzola should, I'm going to say, probably somewhere in Italy?
Yep, that's right. Italy is what it wants. Question 9. What kind of fruit is a Merton Pride? An apple, a peach, a pear, or a plum?
What was the name again? Kind of broke up a little.
Merton Pride.
Oh, I've never heard that. That I do not know. I'm going to say it's an apple because it sounds like an apple.
It's actually a pear. I don't know if it's I don't know if that's a UK thing or some of these things go all around the world, but I tend to be a bit wary of pears. Not like your Uncle John is, but just sometimes I prefer a cooked pear or maybe a pear on a cake. Or if I knew it was soft and it wasn't going to be too hard, because sometimes it's going to be a bit too solid, so I don't really know. It's not like I know some of the apples. Okay. Question 10. Persea americana is the Latin name of apple, an artichoke, an avocado, or an asparagus.
Persea americana should be the devil, also known as avocados, which I can't.
Avocado is the right answer. Question 11. We'll do up to 20. That's okay. New American, Stubbs, and Hicks Everlasting are types of which berry? Strawberry, cherry, mulberry, or blackberry? Again, I don't know what the difference between a mulberry and a blackberry is. But that's like your mulchberry.
Maybe a blackberry? This one I don't know.
It is actually that mulberry. Yeah, I don't know much about them. Question 12. Prunus avium is the Latin for which fruit? Peach, plum, pear, or cherry? Prunus avium.
Should be a cherry, I think.
Yeah,
cherry.
That's right. That's right. Yep. The first Wendy's restaurant was opened in 1969 in which U.S. state? That's not going to be. That easy to know. You don't know about.
I have no idea.
Shall I tell you, or do you want to guess a state just in case you get it?
Salt Lake City?
Ohio. We had a Wendy's in London for a year or two about 20 years ago. I don't think Wendy's ever really took off everything.
It seems to be shrinking. They used to be everywhere. At least in like Winnipeg, there used to be one on every street corner, and now we're down to I think like 5 in the city, which is a shame because I actually don't mind Wendy's.
Yeah, I quite like. I mean, I also just from the fact that it's not one of the famous. Well, it was different. I would always have gone that. If it had been next to McDonald's, if there'd been McDonald's, Burger King, I would have gone to Wendy's just because it's not the other two and it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Question 14. Which of these is a real variety of French bean? Fanta, Sprite, Coca-Cola, or Dr. Pepper?
I think Sprite is a real variety.
Yep, that's right. 15. Which drink originated from the Arabic word Qahwa? I can't pronounce that. Which drink originated from the Arabic word Bawa?
That one I don't know.
That's coffee. Question 16. Anpan is a sweet roll usually filled with red bean paste, which originates from which country?
Anpan should be Japanese.
Yep, that's right. 17. Which of the following has the highest proportion of fiber? Cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, or potato?
Cabbage?
Yep.
Hey.
18. Which of these is a real variety of Swede? Cora, Laura, Bora, or Dora?
I have no idea. Let's try Dora.
That's Bora. Still. 19. Which of these is a real variety of banana? It's Uncle John. Stand back. Midget Cavendish, Little Cavendish, Tiny Cavendish, or Dwarf Cavendish? I think Yeti Uncle John only likes the big ones, so he wouldn't like it.
Size queen. Dwarf Cavendish?
That's right, yeah. Last question. It's the Real Thing was a 1970s advertising slogan for which product?
This will reveal my age, but that's a bit outside of when I would have been alive.
But I think it carried on because I feel like I'd have been too young really to remember the 70s, and yet I feel like versions of that were.
I feel like it's going to be like a drink slogan or something, but it doesn't register in my head as anything.
Shall I tell you?
Sure.
It's Coca-Cola. But you did pretty well. I never actually counted the number. I think you got majority of, well, certainly over 50%. Yeah, you did really well. I wouldn't have got half of that. Well, I've just had a text from Yeti Uncle John. I think he's already finished seeing the magpies. I'm just going to stick my head out of the front of the shop and see if I can wave to him because he must be around here somewhere. But he's
sense that we were discussing bananas.
Yeah, I think so. He's having trouble finding us. But are we locked in? You didn't lock us. Is your? Oh blimey! I can't open the door.
We shouldn't be locked in. One sec. Let me find my keys. I don't have my keys.
Oh.
Oh
gosh.
We may be locked in.
Oh, I suppose we were too busy talking, and your colleagues probably didn't realise that we were out the back here like this. Any chance you can text them? We can get them to come and.
I can try, but my coworkers are notoriously bad for looking at their phones.
Oh dear, I haven't got any. I haven't got much reception here. Not that Yeti Uncle John can do much from outside, but you text them. And we can keep wandering around the shop. I want to see all the sort of or more of the weirder things that you sell here. I'm sure you have a kitchen in the shop. Do you have any biscuits? We can. I don't suppose we're gonna sort of die of hunger if we have to wait around for a bit. But.
I think there's some digestive biscuits in the back.
Oh, yeah, well, let's go. Let's head that direction. Maybe someone will come and let us out. Oh dear. Who's that superhero? That's. He looks like. It looks like I can't read the writing. Listeners, it looks just sort of a bit like a sort of triangular shape, but with these big blinky eyes and tiny little athletic legs, like an athlete if he was a triangle. I'm not explaining it very well, but who's that one, Brian?
I do believe the locals have named that one Kyle. They don't have very interesting names for a lot of their superheroes here.
Okay.
Kind of just like generic people names, which is interesting.
I guess it's different. I mean, it's sort of for a triangle. He's quite good looking, I suppose.
He definitely looks like he could beat me in a race.
Yeah. And there's some very. They do action figures here. I see. There's some action figures. I must take some photos of these so I can share them on my blog if that's okay. They're really are very different on Jupiter. And I remember when we've met you on other places, other planets or those comic marts that we met you at. Yeah, they really are different. Are there any comics from Earth that do well over here? Or do we make an impact at all with our superheroes?
I think the only one that I remember seeing here that seems to be pretty popular is Martian Manhunter, which is kind of weird because he's supposed to be from Mars. Wrong planet, but
yeah,
I guess being popular anywhere is better than being popular nowhere.
Yeah. Are there any other superheroes that are meant to come from off-world, like UK one? Not UK ones. I mean, Earth-based ones. Are there any superheroes that are supposed to come other than Martian Man, or are they mainly sort of Earth-based? Their origin stories, Earth-based.
I mean, there's a fair amount, though. Most of the ones that I can think of immediately are DC superheroes, so people like Star Sapphire, other people like Raven, obviously Superman is not a bunch of people like that. The DC has a whole lot of aliens that have moved in and become superheroes.
It's quite spooky in here, isn't it? The lights and listeners, since the lights have suddenly sort of gone to a sort of, I guess it's emergency lighting. I suppose we can put them back on properly. But any replies to your texts? Not that I'm worried.
No one has replied to my texts yet. We may have to call some firefighters to bring them up for us if things get dire.
We could do another quiz. I keep hearing noises. Is this building very creaky? Is it usually like this? Have you ever been in here after hours?
Not this late, but when I first started working here, they were telling me that a lot of strange noises and stuff happen after everybody. It may be haunted.
Oh, great. Haunted. They have ghosts in space as well, I suppose they must do.
I mean, space ghosts could be a thing. Why not?
Yeah. You've got space magpies, you can have space ghosts, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing shadows moving, listeners. There's these sort of great big fans, though, in the ceiling. They sort of cast shadows as well, so that's sort of partly. So I keep thinking, there's somebody just walked in. Shadows. Shall we go and find those digestive biscuits? Maybe we should just wait in the kitchen. I guess the kitchen won't be quite as cavernous as this, but
I feel like that's probably good. Also, there's probably a light switch in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So we're not subject to whatever's going on with the lights in here.
Yeah. Listeners, I think this is a good time for to share with you a clip from Sutton Park or some music or something, whilst Ryan and I make it to the kitchen, and then when we come back we'll be safely ensconced. Hopefully with a cup of space coffee, if that's possible, and yeah, we'll be back in a moment. Oh, well, Ryan, this space coffee is weird, but it's not bad weird. I guess you get a taste for it eventually.
It's kind of chewy.
Yeah.
You get used to it.
And the space digestives, it's kind of like they're not really easy to digest, are they? But I don't know. Jupiter food is quite, as you say, chewy, quite chewy.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a nicer room now, still waiting to hear back from Ryan's colleagues. The kitchen is not cavernous, and haven't heard so many noises and less shadows. But we're going to do another quiz. Now, I've not been able to text with Uncle John to tell him we're stuck here because I haven't got any reception. So, don't know. I guess Ick will wait around until we emerge. But again, not much we can do. So let's kill time with another quiz. I thought we'd do nature this time just because we haven't done nature. And, you know, you've got... As long as it's dog question. No, I'm sure you know about more than just dogs. But do you want to go for the any? Because I don't know which of those questions we had in the last round. Which of those counted as easy? How it doesn't tell you which one. How many of them were the hard ones or how many of them were the meat. Do you want to go for the same sort of level of? I don't quite know.
Yeah, I'm feeling adventurous. Let's do it. Let's see what happens.
Weirdly, as I said before, some of the questions probably kind of fit in more than one space. So the first question is very similar to some of the questions we got in the food one. I don't think we had this one. We did have Latin, but remind me, or get it right again if it's one we had before. So question one is Prunus persica. Prunus persica before? Prunus persica is the Latin name for which fruit? Mango, lime, peach, or plum?
I believe it's peach. No, we haven't gotten this question before.
Just along the same sort of lines. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Question two. I'm sorry, I'm just having to take a run up of this one because of pronouncing it properly. Baphonophobia is the fear of which creatures? Baphonophobia.
Baphonophobia?
How on earth you'd ever know this?
That one I don't know.
It's toads. So, yeah. Question three. Jirisan National Park lies in which Asian country? Jirisan National Park.
That one I don't know either.
South Korea. Which is the highest waterfall in the world? Question four.
I think that's Angel Falls.
Yes.
Venezuela?
Yeah, it is. Tell you how high. Yes. I wouldn't have got no way. Question five. The purple grenadilla is another name for which fruit? Purple grenadilla.
Passion fruit.
Yep. Passion fruit. Another passion fruit question.
Whoever makes these quizzes likes passion fruit.
Yeah, they do. I don't know what your Uncle John's take on passion fruit is. I don't think I want to ask. In question six, in ornithology, sorry. Made up another ology. But in ornithology, what are remiges? Remiges.
That I don't know. I don't know much about ornithology.
It says flight feathers or quill. Question 7, Hawes syndrome, HAW syndrome, is a common disease in which animal?
I believe one of my friend's cats had this, so I'm going to say cats.
Yep, that's right. Question 8, which is the only insect that can turn its head 360 degrees?
The fly.
It's actually the praying mantis.
Oh.
Question 9, another cat one. On a cat, vibrissae Vibrissae, are more commonly known by what name?
Should be the whiskers.
Question 10. What is the name of the fibre obtained from coconut? Floir, coir, moir, or doir? That's Floir and COIR and MOIR and DOIR.
I don't 100% remember this, but I would take a stab and say coir? COIR?
Yep, that's right. Question 11. An older woman who is attracted to and often... Dear, oh dear. An older woman who is attracted to and often has sex with much younger men is named after which member of the cat family?
A cougar.
Yeah. John is a male cougar. No, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what he gets up to. He's more of a flirt, actually. Uncle John is a big old tease. What is a female lemur called?
There's a different name for a female lemur? I have no idea. Lemurette.
Yeah, it's a princess.
Huh?
Salix babylonica is the Latin name for which tree?
Salix babylonica. That one I don't know.
It's the weeping willow. Question 14. Which breed of animal is a Chester White?
Chester White. Is that probably a farm animal? That's pig?
Yep, it's a pig.
Hey!
15. A Hereford is what breed of animal?
That one I don't know.
I know that one because it's might be a UK thing because we certainly have a place called Hereford. The cow.
The cow?
Yep. Yeah, it says cow or calf.
Huh?
Puffer, angel, and dog are all types of which creature?
Fish.
Yep. Serima, Seriema, is what type of creature?
I believe that's a type of bird.
It is. And question 18, what type of creature is a bumelo?
A bumelo?
Bumelo, yes. Bummato. No, Bummalo. Bumelo.
I have no idea.
It's a fish.
It's a fish.
Yeah, another fish. It's obsessed with fish. Question 19. Which geographical feature is also the name of a type of lettuce? Sea, mountain, iceberg, or volcano?
Iceberg.
Surprised they gave us an option for that. Last question. A sapsucker is what type of bird?
Sapsucker. I think it's a woodpecker.
It is a woodpecker, yes. Well done. Oh, what's that noise? Did you hear that? It sounded like something falling down. Are you sure we're alone in this place? Or is it the ghosts?
It could be the ghosts. Could be some very large rodents running around.
I don't know. Suppose we better have a look, or we could just barricade ourselves in the kitchen. But I suppose we ought to go and have a look. Oh, we better take it because it might be one of your colleagues turning up.
Oh, it could be. Let me check my phone. 1 sec.
And they don't think they might not realise we're in the kitchen, drinking their horrible coffee and horrible digestives. That sounds very ungrateful.
Oh, it looks like one of my coworkers is out front to let us out. Do you want to bolt to the front door and hope the ghosts don't get us?
Yeah, I think so. Let's just it's quite a maze around here, isn't it? Oh, just a minute. Is that your coworker in front of us? Or can't be. That's not the right direction. Hello guys, it's me. Yeti Uncle John, what are you doing here? I'm sorry, I came into the shop just before it got locked in, and I've been I should have made my presence known, but I think the text I sent is coming a little bit late, a bit slow, and I think I just knocked over a pile of things. I'm really sorry, Ryan. So it was you we heard. Yes, I felt bad once it was locked up. I thought I might be, mistaken for a villain.
You said you were mistaken for a ghost.
Yes, you were mistaken for a ghost. Look, we better head out to the front because one of Ryan's colleagues is letting us out. Oh, well, I just been looking through my pockets and I found my old skeleton key. It's made from an actual skeleton. I was thinking we could have used that. No, it's Uncle John. Ryan's colleague is actually here, so let's just get out of here and go and have a drink before we have to meet Ick. Oh, yeah, all right. What are the listeners going to do? They can listen to some music or something, and then when we come back, we'll be at the bar. All right then. Come on then. Lead the way, Ryan. Sorry about this.
This way. Try not to knock over any more figures.
I won't. Sorry. Guys, you spent your time doing quizzes. That's a good way of killing time, I suppose. Yes, well. So how are the magpies? The space magpies. Well, the wood is impressive. They're quite small, but almost so small you can barely see them. So it's difficult taking me photos. I suppose I could write about them, but they didn't inspire me as much as I hoped they would. But how well did Ryan do in the quiz? He did very well in the food and drink quiz. I'm afraid I didn't note down how many he got, but I'm sure when I edit it, I tally it up. But I'm sure he got over half. I think I've still got it on my phone. Let's see how much you got on the nature one.
I definitely didn't do as well in the nature one.
Well, peach you got, that was right. Angel Falls 2, Passion Fruit 3, Whiskers 4, Quar 5, Cougar 6, Pig 7, Fish 8, Bird 9, Iceberg 10, Echo 11. You got 11 out of 20. Some of those questions, we say we don't quite know which ones were counted as being hard, which ones were counted as being easy. But how much longer before have you heard from Yeti Uncle John? I think you'll be here quite soon. I like this bar though, Ryan. Is it somewhere you come often?
This one? Yes, I like this bar. Just down the street from where I'm staying.
Yeah, it looks nice. What the food's like, I suppose. I think we're going to have to go before we can have food, though. We're going to have to eat on the spaceship. The food on Ig spaceship is a little bit, it's a little bit, it's an acquired taste, let's say. The other thing I was going to say about the space magpies, even though they're very small, they had these eyes. They looked at you, and you kind of just thought, they're looking at me there. They had the sort of eyes that looked like they were going to suck you through to another dimension. They were very piercing. Ryan, if you see a space magpie, don't look it in the face. Don't look it in the eyes. It's not going to turn you to stone. It's not one of them Medusa type things, Gorgon things. Don't trust them. I have a nasty feeling about the space magpies. So it's kind of why I kind of don't want to write the article. I don't want to mess with them. I don't want to make them mad. So be careful. So Ryan, how much longer are you expecting to be in Jupiter before you go somewhere else? How long do these things last, or do you get to any say in it?
I'll probably be here for another month or two, and then I'll move on to a different one.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Now, Yeti Uncle John, you haven't tried to sell anything to Ryan, have you? No. I'm very tempted. Every time I see his face, I want to sell him something. Do you now? Well, I think we're going to have to go and meet up with Ig. So, lovely to catch up with you again, Ryan. And thanks for showing us your shop. I'm sorry. It wasn't exactly our fault that we got locked in, but yet knocking lots of things over was Yeti Uncle John's fault. Sorry.
It just means I have work to do when I get there tomorrow morning.
Yes. I'm very sorry, Ryan. I'm very sorry about that. But I kind of feel ashamed that I couldn't help escape with my skeleton key. But, that skeleton key, that would never fit in that door. It's enormous. As you say, it's made of a skeleton. I mean, key locks on doors aren't the size of a skeleton. Well, it's a skeleton key. So now it is. But anyway, perhaps you'll walk us back to the spaceship ride, and we can say goodbye for now. But we might have a little final natter on the way back to this.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Listeners, thanks for joining us. We'll be back again soon, and take care. And we're just going to head off to the spaceship. But, okay, bye-bye for now. Say goodbye, Uncle John. Say goodbye, Ryan.
Bye.
Goodbye, listeners. So Any other good restaurants you like on Jupiter, or anything particularly Jupiter food that you especially, do they do like a hamburger, or do they do? I mean, I don't know what if you were on Earth, what would your go-to food be? Where would you head? And is there anything like that up here?
There's an okay pizza place down the street, but it suffers the same fate as all the other foods they have here. It's kind of chewy, but if you close your eyes and think real hard about actual pizza, it tastes good.
Yeah. I've been hearing about chewy food. I tried to grab a hot dog when I was looking at the Magpies, and that was chewy. Everything's chewy, isn't it? Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the atmospheric pressures or something. I don't know. Maybe there's a chewy effect on food. I don't know, is that a thing? I'm not sure. The coffee was definitely chewy. Yes. I don't think I would have liked to have tried that. No. I can see a spaceship up ahead. So, yeah, I don't think I think he's very busy. Nick, I think he's up to things. So I don't think he wants to loiter. Unfortunately, I can't remember.
That's fine. It's good to see you guys. Say hi to Ick for me.
Yeah, we'll do. And we'll have to catch up with you again soon. And I can hear the theme music playing, so I guess it must nearly be the end. But dear oh dear, it's actually I could come back here. I quite like Jupiter. I really do. I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
It's been good, but yeah, definitely time to come home now.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear, what's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast. Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
Ryan, Paul's just gone on board, and I'm just. I think we're going to be leaving in a couple of minutes. But this is, is there anything we could supply you up? Do you need more Earth produce or like for your shop? Do you think that'd be quite? I think that'd be quite good. More Earth stuff up here. Get some of the Earth superheroes.
No, I think it's good. I like being immersed in the pop culture of the place that I'm in, instead of trying to force them to read the stuff from Earth.
Yeah, it's just that back on Earth, I suppose you're probably a little bit out of touch. There's a couple of superheroes that are, really, really the superhero of the moment. Wobbly Man. He's part jelly, part Satsuma, like an orange. It's like an orange jelly, really. Yeah, I got some great, Wobbly Man cartoon comic books and T-shirts. I might even have some on the ship if you're interested. The other one is Centipede Girl. She's got lots of legs, and she does a degree in economics part time, and she's very clever. She knows everything you need to know about wasps. Well, I don't know why wasps, but Centipede Girl and Wobbly Man.
I'm curious how her many legs help her with her economics degree.
Well, It means that she can be punching villains at the same time as writing her latest essay for her degree, but just different parts of the body. Yeah, all right. See, you're not interested. I understand. Yes, Uncle John, we've got to go now. What? Sorry, he's not been trying to sell any more stuff, has he, Brian?
Only a little.
Oh, you haven't been. Oh, you see it in his eyes. It's not Wobbly Man and Centipede Girl. That's not what he was telling you about, was he?
Absolutely. The Wobbly Man sounds kind of tasty. I could go for some orange jelly.
Yeah, no. These are creations that he's made. That they're his attempt at starting a new area of superheroes. Paul, you spoil things. Sorry. Right, Ryan, we better go. I do apologise for him. Don't apologise. I'm sorry.
Did you like that episode, Sassy?
That episode of what?
Never mind. Oh. Oh, he's so sweet. Dealy! Hi, Dealy.
Sound like podcast. Perfectly normal.
Wow, that was a good episode.
582. 582.
582. 582.
100. 582. 582.